What's up, everybody? How are you? It's Bill Forster, Real Talk Chronicles, and I'm your host. Coming in today with my co-host, Dr. Marilyn Corder. She will be with us in a minute. Um, Turned out to be a beautiful day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that watch us and support us. We appreciate you. I hope you had a great Mother's Day. I kind of take it easy on Mother's Day since my mother has transitioned. I'm in a good place with it, but it's just the fact that hearing Mother's Day all the time kind of just felt like overkill for me. But I support all the mothers and that that out here. Hey, Stefania, how are you? Um, this is Real Talk Chronicles. Uh, Also with Mother's Day and the passing of my parents. My mother's birthday is the 11th, and my father's birthday is the 16th. So, Mother's Day and Father's birthday and all these birthdays and stuff like that kind of bum me out. But I hope everybody else had a beautiful Mother's Day and stuff like that. Shout out to my mother-in-law. Um, Hope she had a beautiful Mother's Day. Kendra, happy Mother's Day to you, cuz. Wishing you a beautiful first Mother's Day, and I hope your mother had a great Mother's Day. With that being said, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster. Today, this is Real Talk with Dr. Marilyn Corder. Let me get some of the sponsors out. We have the Daily Arts Magazine, definitely number one martial arts magazine in the city, in the world right now. You can go to Amazon and get this magazine. Soft Illusions Art Gallery, they did good on Mother's Day too. What's up, Norm? How are you, brother? Reggie Wells Quality Speakers. You can reach out to Reggie Wells and you can get these speakers for $85. He's charging $85. But if you order them from Real Talk Chronicles, if you mention Real Talk Chronicles, he'll give you $75. Also sponsored by Melba Wilson, Melba Wilson's restaurant, and it's sponsored by Leon Ellis Chocolat Restaurant and Harlem Underground. Zet, what's going on? How are you, sis? Uh, so listen, let me run down the lineup for you. We have the first Monday of the month. We have Assemblyman Al Taylor. There's so much going on with the crime. So we've been talking a lot about that with the Assemblyman. The second Monday of the month, we have Dr. Marilyn Corder, which is today, and she'll be with us shortly. We adjust this TV screen. The third Monday of the month, we have the First Lady of Def Jam, Allison Williams. Are you chilling in Florida, Zet? That's what's up. I'm okay, brother. How are you feeling? I'm all right, Norm. Got to get you back on and stuff. Zet, one day I want to get you into Zet when you have time just to chime in on certain issues that we talk about. I would love your perspective. Zet's like a sister to me, big sister. You're only 1 year older, right, Zet? With that saying, the fourth Monday of the month, we have Pastor Kevin Graves. He hasn't been with us all year. He's been in and out. Pastor, come on now, because I got some other stuff. I don't want you to lose your spot, man. And every Wednesday we have Kevin, Chuck, and Richard, and we talk about issues pertaining to the world. Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? How are you today, brother? I hope your wife had a lovely Mother's Day, if she's a mother. Yes, definitely. Mental health is better. Definitely, Norm. Let's talk a little bit later on. Just always make sure we have that, and we can ask Dr. Marilyn Corder if you have any questions or comments about that. We can always bring you in if you ever feel like you want to join the panel. You've done before in the past, depending on what the doctor wants to talk about tonight. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Former 2A brother in the building. So everybody, there's so much. We can have your questions for the doctor. You're always welcome to chime in. This is a mental health awareness month. We should discuss it this month. Well, Stefania, when the doctor comes in, you can definitely mention to her, and I sure will mention it to her. And we always, please, whatever you all want to talk about, I am all for, as long as the doctor, listen, For those that don't know, she is my cousin, and I love her immensely for her being part of the Real Talk family. We're going to try to set up something in the summer where everybody that's part of Real Talk, we can get together and meet each other and greet each other. That's a beautiful thing. About time it's a beautiful day. Finally, we got some good weather coming up. What else should we talk about? Roe versus Wade. I definitely want to get the doctor's perspective on that because she is a doctor and she's a pediatrician. Her and her husband, they both. Absolutely, Kendra. Absolutely. We're going to talk about anything and everything. Because you're always welcome to come. Mark, happy belated birthday, everybody. To Mark, a Real Talk Chronicle faithful. I appreciate you. Happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day. Also, too, we're doing a brunch the 21st, the third Saturday of every month. I have so much going on, everybody. So excuse me. I'm trying to put it together. Shout out to Jacob Ingram in the building. We already mentioned the Deadly Arts of Survival magazine and, of course, Ingram Taxes. We're always going to plug them. They are sponsors of us. Colin is in the building. Ingram, the Deadly Arts of the magazine will be doing a seminar, like kind of expo on the 14th of May, right, Jacob? So for those that want to meet the people in these magazines and their demonstrations, you're more than welcome to come on the 14th. Jacob, if you can, put the address in where people are. I am doing a domestic violence awareness situation with Enid Ocasio from the NYPD, and that is on the 24th, I think the Tuesday. I'll put the flyer. The flyers should be on my Facebook page. Just how to, yes, this Saturday, absolutely. And speaking of the Deadly Arts of Survival magazine, tomorrow I will be talking to a martial arts legend about the documentary that Reggie Bullock made of him, Michael Sledge. I'm part of the Sledge group. He's a phenomenal brother. He's a mentor to me. I'm part of his Sledge organization. He is in one of the Deadly Arts magazines also, too. So tomorrow I will be doing a special edition interview with him and Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock is a filmmaker, producer, and he did the documentary on Michael Look Up Sledge, where he went from being bullied to a gold medal martial artist. All right. And it's blood. It's blood. It's Black owned and it's beautiful. We have a Black producer, filmmaker that's doing his thing. Jacob and his father, Nathan, my brother, they're doing their thing with the Deadly Arts magazine. Shout out to Brother Earl is in the building. Cheryl, hey Cheryl. Frank, my man Frank, what's up, Frank? How are you? Colin said, good evening, folks. Bill, I hope you don't have any jokes for us like you did last Wednesday night on RTC. No, no, he's not coming in tonight. Hey, Shelly, how are you? Hey, Cheryl. Listen, so like I said, I was talking to Collins, Stefania. You two have definitely been instrumental in me putting something together for RTC, the listeners. Maybe we'll do it at Chocolat. Even Colin was even thinking about doing something at his fabulous home, which is awesome. But like I said, we're trying to do something with the weather's nice. Either we'll do it at Chocolat or maybe in a park somewhere. We'll just get together and meet. I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to galvanize all the hosts so they can be there, so they can meet all of you, and which is very important to me. And like I said, so this Saturday, the Daily Arts of Survival magazine is doing something in Lower East Side, I think, right, Jacob? Correct me if I'm wrong. Tomorrow, I will do a special edition. I'm interviewing Michael Look Up Sledge and the filmmaker, producer, Reggie Bullock. It's going to be a phenomenal interview. Ingram Taxes, my man Jacob, He's doing this thing, him and his lovely wife. Shelly, how are you doing? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Really waiting for the doctor. When the doctor comes, we can talk about what you want. Last week, we talked about Roe versus Wade. And whatever your take is on Roe versus Wade, listen, my stance on it is that I have no place to tell a woman what to do with her body. One of the panelists that we had last week, he went on a tangent. He went everywhere else. Hey, Sharon, how are you? He went everywhere else. You know, he talked about this, he talked about that, and things of that magnitude. But listen, we're talking about Roe versus Wade. Yes, no? Good.
Yes, got it.
Oh, and everybody say hi. Malika, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'm on tech support duty.
Yes, she was. She was working on something. Everybody knows Malika's the tech. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Marilyn Corder will be coming in real soon. So if you have questions, any comments and things that you want to talk with the doctor about, please let her know. It is a great thing. Is there anything you want to ask the doctor coming up?
Oh, I need her to talk about this Roe versus Wade thing.
Yes, we all want to talk about that Roe versus Wade. That is very important and on our mind, you know. So Reggie Bullock will be with us tomorrow, the film producer extraordinaire. We will have a candid conversation with him. So listen, people, please be careful, whatever city you're in, and let's stay away from the hoopla of crime is only happening in democratic states. It's not. It's happening in all kind of states. Maybe we need to go hard at the news so they can concentrate on showing the news that affects everybody, because it seems like they only show about the black and the brown. Yes, we are committing crimes against ourselves. Absolutely. And we need to do better. I've always come up with the ideas. I would love for the mayor to sit down and ask me what I think, because law enforcement is dropping the ball. Teresa, you are another person. Cheryl said hi, Malika.
Hi, Cheryl.
Come in and sit in for a second, sweetheart, while we wait for Marilyn. Come on in, darling. Let everybody see my lovely wife. And she's coming. Bill, did you see what happened in Queens? What is that? I know about 2 boys that just got shot in Manhattan Sunday, or is that Saturday? What happened in Queens?
I think it was a love triangle, right?
That was the man officer. He your cousin,
shot and killed his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend.
Yeah, or her man, right? The guy that she was cheating
and her
with.
Neighbor.
Yeah, cousin Kendra said hi to you.
Kendra.
And Kendra, how was it feeling like being the first month?
Yeah, I know, so
domestic
sweet.
violence.
I love seeing the pictures of the baby.
Absolutely, domestic violence.
There was someone stole a tow truck and ran into a parked car.
Absolutely.
And that car hit another car, which pinned a woman. And I read this morning that sadly she passed away. Try to not consume myself with the news, but you gotta stay abreast of stuff. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Stefani said, and the neighbor went to investigate because she heard screaming, and he shot and killed her as well.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. We are in a place right now, everybody, where what can we even do? Like, you know, that slogan, what say, if you see something, say something. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that. Naomi, what's going on? Dana, what's up, niece? How are you? So everybody, please, like I said, this is the second Monday of the month. We have Dr. Marilyn Corder coming in. Hold on. I'm about to sneeze. And yeah, I was going to do it over there. So let me ask you a question, sweetheart.
Yes.
Tell us how it was. I was telling them in lieu of me with Mother's Day, I'm kind of somber due to the passing of my mother. But you got a chance to spend, for those that don't know, my wife and her mother born on the same day. How beautiful is that? Mm-hmm. So she got a chance to spend it with her mother.
Yes.
What does Mother's Day mean to you?
Well, I'm not a mother. I'm a dog mom, but I'm not a human mom. To me, it's every day. It really is. That's kind of how my mom and I treat it. But But yesterday was just a day like any other for the two of us. You know, it was good to spend time with her, but again, it's something that we do often because we don't take it for granted.
Right.
But
And you were working too, right? Wasn't that
I was
something?
working, working at the art gallery all day. So, it was a typical Sunday for us. But again, I appreciate every moment. But I think it's good, to have a day of acknowledgement. I lost my grandmother probably about 15, 16 years. I lost count, but it's difficult for me in that on the flip side, because I miss her dearly. And I was telling Bill earlier, I don't talk about it often, but it's in me and it's in my mind. So, it's also a day of reflection. I'm appreciative and very present and in the moment and enjoy my mom's company, but I also reflect on, those who are no longer here with us. And, Bill, I say to you often how much I wish I would have met your mom and, been able to spend time with her. So, again, just a lot of reflecting. I think we were both kind of in like a somber mood. I was happy I spent time with my mom, obviously, but I was also somber, just like you, like you, for different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just appreciate every moment God gives us.
And I think we have Dr. Marilyn Corder in the building.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
What's going on?
I made it home. Okay. Hi, guys.
Well, first and foremost, let me wish you a happy Mother's Day. I text you. We spoke yesterday by text. How did you enjoy your Mother's Day yesterday?
Well, it's interesting. I just came in on the tail end. Hi, everybody. On the tail end of Cuz, Balika. It was also a day of reflection. I did visit my mom's gravesite. I don't, of course, she's always with me every day. I don't have to go see her. She's always around me. Okay. I want you guys to understand what I mean. Now, I'm one of your senior hosts, but I feel my mom every day and talk to her every day. So absolutely. Even though we're only here for a short time on walking the earth, but the spirits remain and her soul is always around me. And so many times how you become your mother, your parents. Yes. Well, so many times I am truly Doris Jean. I'm looking at my daughter becoming, that's mom's name, Doris Jean. Adrian is Doris Jean. And my granddaughter, whose name is Marilyn Doris, is Doris Jean. So, she done put it all in us and I'm loving it. So that's what I did. I did Zoom church. Let me tell you what I did first. I slept. Okay. Mama needs rest. So I slept. Okay. Okay, so I'll tell you about how his graduation was the day before, but Mama had some rest, okay? And then I ate breakfast and just did whatever that I wanted to do.
Let me tell you something. And a lot of times, for those that don't know, like I said, being full transparency, Marilyn is my first cousin. Her mother and my father were brothers and sisters. For those that need this math class, and and let me tell you something. She is her mother and I am my father. And
yes, you are.
Let me tell you something. So the personalities are true and we are the Forsters. You know what I'm saying? So we laugh and joke about our family tree and it is phenomenal. I mean, listen, you can't pick your blood, but you can pick your friends. But the bottom line is this generation of grandkids, which Marilyn and I are, we have kind of galvanized this family back together to a certain degree. And we laugh and we've gotten much closer for the separation that was there. So how long has it been since Uncle Arthur passed away?
So let me just add to that. So I visited Uncle William also because he's resting right there. I visited Mama. Okay. She's resting right there. And then, of course, my Uncle Sonny and my Uncle Howard. So just like as they grew up, they're right there resting as well. So I represented, okay?
You did. I appreciate that. And that's a beautiful thing. I definitely will try to get down there soon to see them ourselves and stuff like that. We'll, like we said, we'll try to get together. Also, too, everybody's been asking us. I know you were up in New York. You can talk about that later on. But the bottom line is we're going to try to set up something where we get all the hosts of the Real Talk Chronicle family, along with and the listeners of the RTC, so we could all get together for one day for a happy hour, a little cookout somewhere in the city. So we'll work on that date, but I have to definitely work for Yuri, because you and Allison are coming to Fathers. Allison is in New York more than you are, but I got to make sure your schedule, because she does her shows on Saturdays, so she might even have to go live from the park.
That's right. There's nothing but a word. I did live from Harlem 2 Saturdays ago.
Yes.
Right there, Riverside, and I can't wait to get back. And lo and behold, I met some of your friends. Okay.
Yes, yes, you did. It was a beautiful thing. You met my man Kenya and Ronnie Wright, exactly, photographer to the stars. So, cuz, let me ask you a question. Roe versus Wade. I know people out here may have a lot of questions for you, and they can ask you whatever they want to. But the bottom line is, now you're a pediatrician. There's so many different perspectives. I told you last Wednesday, Colin's buddy. I say that with a joke because Colin went in on Mustafa, and which, as he had the right to, because Mustafa came from a point of a Muslim ideology, and he kept going further and further. And I spoke to him today, and we were talking, and I was like, "Nah, you're not gonna come in today."
It was real talk all over.
It was real talk all over, because he is steadfast on his thoughts, and he'll go from Roe versus Wade to the LGBT community and stuff like that. And he talked about a whole bunch of other things, and I have to bring him back to focus. But let me ask you your question, and of course I'll tell you my opinion on Roe versus Wade. Well, I'll tell you first and foremost, I think it's not my decision to tell a woman what to do with her body. I feel that that is her choice. She has the right to do that, and we can talk about the ideologies of what white America is trying to do to get things back to them being the dominant race. But the bottom line is, that's the historical aspect of this. But please give us your take on that.
Okay, so a couple things. First of all, thank you. And I am a pediatrician, so I love children. Let me make sure I put that out there. Love children. I was chair of the nursery of one of the main hospitals here in DC for 10 years. But you know what? It is not me or anybody else's business what a woman decides to do with her body. Making a decision between she and her doctor is something that is personal, and no government agency, nobody, no state laws need to interfere with that. And it's a personal choice. Next thing, and I'm trying not to get gross tonight, but next thing, they're going to take away tampons. Okay? And then we're going to be on the rag. The next thing, they're going to take away the next day, what they call Plan B, before there's even a heartbeat. They're talking about, one state is talking about taking away Plan B, which, of course, if you all know what Plan B is, it's right after you've had unprotected sex, and it's at the time where you're ovulating. So then you go to the pharmacy and you take a couple of the birth control pills so that you won't conceive. Well, they're talking about making that illegal with a $50,000 fine. So, yes. So we cannot allow the reversal. We are here boycotting, protesting in front of Clarence Thomas' house, Kavanaugh's house, the Supreme Court house, because, it's like, wait a minute, do we tell you where you can,
exactly. Yeah, I know. You're trying to be politically correct.
I'm trying not to get banned. I know, I'm trying to stay whatever, but I'm Doris Jean's child, and I'm Freddie Corder's mother. So you know how I can go. All right.
Yes.
However, as a physician, you have a right to decide on what you do with your body. So many people, I'm going to tell you, don't even know they're pregnant until they're 8 weeks. Let's say their cycle is irregular, which a lot of women are, or they don't even know when their cycle was. And then they find out they're pregnant 2 or 3 months because they missed their period. It's already beyond the 6 weeks. But they don't want that baby. They have 6 other children. They just got a new job. Baby daddy is history. And you're forcing this woman to live in a situation where, between mental health issues, economic, housing, sometimes these women are so overwhelmed, they kill all the kids. It's almost like, okay, let's get one. I mean, I hate to say it, but termination of the pregnancy, the baby's not viable, guys, until we're 22 weeks. I know that as a nursery doctor. I know when women come in labor in the hospital and they're saying, doc, they're 16 weeks pregnant. And we're like, well, we may as well just go and start telling the mom, next time. And, we praying for you and baby just didn't make it. All right. So even though the baby had a heartbeat, but it's called not viable, non-viable. You guys know what that means. Can't survive. Right. Now, the person who is surviving with a heartbeat, walking and talking with her mind is the mother. So what we're doing, we're switching the roles. That baby in utero, or that little seed in utero, has more control than the grown-up, than the mother that you need. So we're going to go back 50 years. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. So let me keep it real. You see my color. I'm Black. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Black women are going to not be able to travel to wherever there is a doctor who may be brave enough to perform a safe termination. All right. And
that's the key word, safe.
A very key word.
Right.
I remember the coat hangers.
Right.
I remember people doing anything to get rid of the baby. They were afraid. They didn't want to tell their parents, let's say they're in college or what have you. They were victim of incest, victim of what have you. And they know they're pregnant. And you hear about the stories of the baby being born in a toilet and the fetus is wrapped up and in the trash can. Okay. Before that child gets viable, let's allow the woman to decide when she's having a baby. Now, right. I don't want Planned Parenthood. I don't want, how should I say? Having abortions is not birth control. In other words, I'm not one of those, okay, well, you get pregnant, just terminate. You get pregnant, just terminate. No, you're entitled to a mistake or two, but you should be using protection.
Exactly.
You should be using protection, which protects you not only from an unwanted pregnancy, but also protects you from all the sexually transmitted diseases. So that's number one. Or just, I know this sounds corny, abstain. Don't have sex right now. You got stuff to do. Ladies, we have stuff to do. But if by chance you accidentally get pregnant and you don't want this baby, this pregnancy to continue, that is your right. That is your right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's appalling what's happening, and the fact that we're in 2022 and this is even up. And I'm just waiting to hear if they tell us who leaked this out.
Right.
You know what? Somebody said I did my show Saturday was the topic, and one of my guests said it was Ruth Ginsburg. She came back. Auntie Ruth came back. Her spirit leaked that. So get ready. Okay. Yeah. So, but we've come so far, and we've come too far to go back, and I'm telling you, as a woman, as a Black woman, and we just can't do it. We are equal. We have equal rights. All right. So what does that now say? Okay. So I'm trying to stay politically correct, but I'm gonna say this. So we pregnant, okay?
Yeah.
And we can't get an abortion. I mean, we can't do that. Then go ahead and cut the penis off that got us pregnant. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. And you know what's so funny? Because let me just say this. Because right now you can never take off that doctor hat, but we're gonna keep it Marilyn and cousin Billy and Billy and cousin Marilyn. Yeah. Because the bottom line is
at least a vasectomy. Because brother man don't want to have that feel good, and girlfriend, she can't terminate the unwanted pregnancy. They just don't want a pregnant. They just want to roll in the hay. So do a vasectomy, because she didn't get pregnant by herself.
Absolutely. And the bottom line is, what I was telling somebody, I said, what's the Bible say? Whoever without sin cast the first stone, right? Everybody has made some kind of mistake in their life. Right. And if this is your mistake, this may alter your whole career, your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Myself, full transparency, right? If I would have had certain things out of wedlock, who knows what I would have been or not done, and who would have had to help me with those responsibilities at those young ages that I chose. But the bottom line is it was a mutual decision and a conversation because the two of us made those decisions and we made that mistake, right? With that being said, we chose as adults and young adults to say what we wanted to do because it was afforded that opportunity and we knew it was in the best of our ability. Now, somebody right now trying to make us do something, you know what I'm trying to say? It's who's somebody to tell me, because the bottom line is we're not going to get afforded the funds and the health cares and the stuff for our people right now. And like I said, our person that was on last week was talking about killing Black people. I said, wait, first and foremost, it's always been the scene of a Black woman walking the streets with a child by herself. So let's cut that BS out. So we need to
let me put it right. It's gonna make us have more baby kids. Okay, let's get real. Let's get real. It's not gonna slow down. Matter of fact, because there are populations who are not as fertile as we are, we're gonna have babies. They're gonna be the same age, 11 months, 9 months apart, 10 months apart, same age for a month or two, and it's going on and on and on, unfortunately. So if nothing else, get it right. Make sure you all Republicans understand it's going to be more of us, and we're going to be wearing y'all out. It's going to be more of us. Okay?
Get all up in that ass.
Because you uneducated us, and we're going to wear you out. Okay?
That's it, exactly.
So understand.
Because don't put us all out there, because now we're going to really come strong.
That's right.
But we keep saying mistake, like that is one side of it. Right. But there are also instances, sadly, where a young person is raped, young, older, and get pregnant. Right. So again, they're taking that person's right away for choice, whether or not they have that baby. It just doesn't make sense.
And 100 states.
A 12-year-old being pregnant because she was ancestrally impregnated will not have a right. And they're saying, they said, oh, well, she could just start all over or get it past her. That, let me tell you, you talk about postpartum depression, it'll be the whole pregnancy depression. And that child, I've heard cases where the child with the pregnant woman who didn't want the baby have had visions of taking a knife and stabbing her belly. Now, of course, everybody dies in that case. Right. Because it's so overwhelmed. And let's talk about, and Malika, you're right. Let's talk about the women whose life it will be at jeopardy with the pregnancy continuing. I had a young lady who had sickle cell disease and lupus, and she ended up getting pregnant. This was years ago. And her OBGYN, her sickle cell doctor, her endocrinologist, the rheumatological, all of the doctors said, oh my God, if you continue this pregnancy, you're going to die. You're going to die. So they gave her the opportunity to terminate. Now, the second time around, she continued with the pregnancy and she almost died. She was in the hospital like 4 months. But she weathered it through. But the point is, now you won't have a decision. No. You won't have a decision. You won't be able to make that decision. Will not be yours. It'll be some old white man on the Supreme Court, or black man, Clarence is up there on the Supreme Court talking about, this is what we're going to demand of your body. Your reproductive organs are being decided upon by a vote.
And what's so funny is that you said that in full transparency. My mother was, I don't even know if you know this, Marilyn. I don't know if you were young enough to know or old enough to hear that when I was born, my mother was in labor for, I think, past, I don't want to say 48 hours.
It definitely was 2 days. I know Aunt Millie, I know she was.
Yes.
She almost died. Your big head almost killed her. You
exactly. So right. See, so you already do know this story. Yes. And my father had to sign a paper, yes, in regard to that. So in a situation that occurs today, what are you telling somebody? You die and the baby lives?
Right. That's right. And the paper that had to sign was allowing that baby to live at the expense of that mother. And women do die in childbirth. There's something called, look it up, maternal mortality. And we rate very low already. Maternal mortality. Women die right up to 36 weeks. They stroke, they die. in comas, they're up through. Now, that's when we still had a choice of continuing the pregnancy. It's going to increase. People are going to be, it will increase. Not to mention, already the health system is stressed. And we know here in DC, and I'm ashamed to say, but I need to say, we have leaders who have closed down 2 hospitals, allowed it to close. Ward 7 and Ward 8. Well, a hospital's still there, but the labor and delivery. So that's where I was chief of staff, except labor and delivery. They didn't want to keep it open because they didn't want to pay a couple $1 million a year for lives in Ward 7 and 8. And these women make up 70% of the births in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Okay. Wow. So it's been socially, economically deprived. These women now, they can't get across. They can't even have a baby in their ward. So they have to take trains and buses and Ubers. So babies are being born in cars, Ubers, ambulance in the street, etc. Now, that's going to increase even more. Right. And I'm just, it's going to be a health crisis that we've never seen before.
And with that being said, something Cheryl said, shout out to Cheryl White, she said she's afraid of the back alley would be made popular again, Doc.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna get abortions. Back alley with the hangers up on the kitchen table, all of them, but they will. Those babies are still will be terminated in an unsanitized, non-experienced, non-certified. It'll be anybody doing it. Okay, I know how to do it. Like we pierce ears. You know how you pierce ears with the needle.
Absolutely,
and the ice
absolutely.
And all that. We're gonna be piercing uteruses.
That's what I'm trying to talk about. Listen, somebody
and then, and I know I'm hogging it. And then
no, it's your show.
They're gonna come to the emergency room, and we're gonna end up seeing women in shock, toxic shock from the infection of the knitting needles, the hangers, all that's going up there to terminate that baby. And then they're going to be giving you stuff. Years ago, they take pills except for the uterus to start contracting, almost like the Plan B, but it's going to be black market. And that uterus, as it's trying to contract, can kill that woman when it's unsupervised. But the woman's not going to go in the hospital and say, well, I'm pregnant, but I was trying to, to terminate it. She's going to be there alone in what we call labor, trying to expel that baby, and she will increase her chances, not only just the baby dying, but herself dying. Oh, we've seen it. I'm old enough to tell you, we've seen it.
Aren't they also threatening to fine doctors? I think I heard $10,000.
$50,000. They're gonna find the Uber driver. They finding everybody. The Uber driver, the friend that takes her in, the doctors, the staff, all of that. The doctor lose their license. This is like a bad movie. This is like, I can't believe it. We've come too far.
Yeah.
And it's threatening to occur. And the Republicans, and I'm gonna say this. See, y'all know some of the politicians have stuff in their closet where the closet door is busting open.
Right.
Their daughters, their wives, all of the above. The Supreme Court, I'll just say that guy that was, I won't say his name, sexually molesting and drinking beer. He's on the Supreme Court. I'm sure he may have got somebody pregnant or two, and of course the young lady would have to get an abortion because so and so is in law school.
Absolutely. See, so that's why I said it benefits them but it's a whole different concept. I love the fact, and I hear the passion and I hear the concern from your voice, and I'm sure it's because of a Black woman. And that's why I love the fact. Shout out to my man Tremel Thompson. He says I love her. Stefania says Happy Mother's Day. I just want to read some of the comments. Zetine also, she says, Dr. Corder, I want to thank you. I'm just throwing some light in there, but I want to get back to this topic. Zetine said, Dr. Corder, I want to thank you for your support and product. The CBD oil with the hemp, absolutely amazing results.
All right.
The Rain said they are rallying at these judges' homes. Someone's going to get hurt. And I think somebody else, Lorraine also, she said, I hope it's you. She said, yes. She said, Dr. Corder, what do you think about the female judge, Supreme Court judges, the black female?
In terms of what do I think how they're gonna vote?
No, well, she said, what's your she said, what does Dr. Marilyn feel about the female Supreme Court judges? Well, I think there's only one, right? I think maybe she's asking you what you think about the new one.
You have well, the Amy lady just came through, but we have 4. I think it's 4 now.
Okay.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
talking about the new one.
Yeah. Oh no, maybe she's talking about all of them per se. Okay. Well, what's your thought? Because what is it? It keeps going. What 5-4, 5-4? What like this? Right. And see, this it has to stop. And like you said, I'm glad people are protesting at their houses right now, because you know what's so funny, and not to defer so much, but I was talking to Assemblyman Al Taylor and another assembly person, and they were talking about the bail reform, and they were saying how the judges have the right to keep people in hold them, right? But they let them out, and they're using bail reform as an excuse. So I said, if the judges have the right to do that and they're letting them go, won't you give the judges names? Oh, well, we don't need to be throwing people under the bus. Yes, we do sometimes. Yes, we need to throw people under the bus.
And absolutely. And that's why the Democrats are saying, let's get this vote so you can see who's saying what.
Right.
Okay. Not just the Supreme Court. We're going to see before the primaries who's voting to overturn Roe versus Wade. Too many women have died. Too many women have become sterile for a botched abortion.
Right.
Well,
because somebody don't know what they're doing and get up there and botch you up.
You have to have sonography. You have to have the equipment. You have to have the expertise. They're going to get it done. They're going to go somewhere and get it done. And all I'm saying is they'll bleed. We've seen it. I was on with Dr. Francine Anderson on Saturday, and she remembers people coming back when it was not legal. Okay, that's how old we are. Okay, coming back to the dorm, bleeding. Coming back to the dorm, ambulance had to come and take them. So these college girls, you know, they having a little fun and forgot their pills or whatever and got pregnant. And they can't tell the parents they're on scholarship. This is their only opportunity. Well.
Yeah, and for those that don't understand, I'm not even here asking anybody in the audience would have they done it before or not. But who knows what would have happened? Like Zetine said a bit of it. She said children are born to someone that didn't want the baby, and the child suffers. You know what I'm saying? Like there are so many different things that's going to happen. She says Zetine also says if you were raped and forced to have a child, not a good situation. This is just a crazy situation. Mark says, I truly believe that this affects people not voting. I'm one who doesn't believe in abortions, but if a woman's right, she's the one who's carrying for 9 months. Right. Before Trump, I told people, sure, you may not care for Hillary, but the Supreme Court is what you should think of. Now look what's happening. We are in a bad shape. We have to pull together collectively to work things out. Stefani said, while Mustafa was very much cray, he did ask a few valid questions, even though I don't agree with his racial ideas or his radical ideas. LOL. It did make me reflect on what happens when the man wants the child and the woman doesn't want to. Like, let's say there's a couple. You know, we could talk about that if you want to go down that rabbit hole. You know, what happens in a situation like that? You know, a man says he wants the child, a woman doesn't, right? Does he really want it? We could talk about, I mean, let's keep it real talk. I don't care what a man says after the orgasm, right? If he's not there in the long haul, it's just smoke and mirrors. Oh, keep it. I'll help you out.
In my thousands and thousands of deliveries and babies, they can say all that, but talk is cheap. I've seen them leave after the third or fourth visit at the doctor's office. You know, right. And I'm not trying to step on toes, but
no, it's real talk. We step on toes here.
Of the young lady. Now, hopefully they're on the same page. But if he wants that baby, you know, and she really feels he wants that baby, then he may be able to change her mind. Right, okay. Right. But the ultimate sacrifice is that mother during those 9 months. Okay, that's a sacrifice. I mean, it's so let me just say this. If you pull up the Washington Post, I think it's today, the neighbor of Kavanaugh, what's her name? Walton. She has a hyphenated name. Molly Walton, whatever. She's protesting. And she said, I had a abortion, she said, at 17. I was about to go to college. And she had another one another time. She said, but now when I got married, 25 years old, 26, I had my pregnancy that I wanted to continue. If I had continued that 17-year-old self of me having a baby, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be living in $1 million house. This woman is his neighbor. So she has people coming with little candles, etc., saying, women's rights. That woman, she said, I have a heartbeat. You're talking about, once the baby has a heartbeat, that little tadpole got a heartbeat, whatever, at that point, at 6 weeks, then that baby has a right to live. Well, so does that mother have a right to live and make choices. Mm-hmm. So she's protesting. She said she thought about it. She said, enough is enough. So she's in front of his house and in Chevy Chase. And that's the upper Escalon. Of course, I said the Supreme Court folks live up there. So she said, but people like me, my daughters, my nieces and cousins, when they get pregnant and it's unwanted, there's a no-brainer. They'll get the termination. If it means their doctor, uncle, whomever will go in that hospital, cut that light on in that room, do that termination, and no one will know. No one will. They have the resources. They have the money. Meantime, while Shakita, Walida, whatever, can't have that. She's gonna not have the access, and she will not be able to, no matter what she says, because it would be against the law. And
Mark said.
Okay.
No, yeah, like Mark said, shout out to Eddie Scott, my boy. Mark said, he said, back alley abortion. The same folks who are backing this are the same people who careless about the Black woman, child in the system. And see that, I think that's where a lot of people try to, naivete this situation. Listen, we understand. Let's keep it real. For those that imagine if abortions were illegal, how many people out here right now be meeting somebody and having, how you doing? What's your name? So-and-so. Oh, you having any kids? Yeah, I got 2 or 3. Oh, wait a minute. Why? You got 2 or 3. So now, wait, we starting off, listen, shout out to our grandfather that held our grandmother down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But those days and those men are long gone. This ain't Claudine. So let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Claudine. I mean, a lot of people right now, to some men and to some women, a man saying he has a child and a woman saying he has a child is a scar. So that means right now we're coming in this
baggage.
I'm dealing with baggage, baby mama. And I'm not trying to say that's a reason to get rid of a child, but I'm trying to say at certain ages in lives, we don't want to see parents raising kids. You understand? I've always said it's the grandparents' point in life to spoil your grandkid, your grandchild. That's your job, to spoil her to death. And then say, here, you two take the baby back because she whining and crying. And I don't want to deal with that right now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I did this morning. That's what I did. At 3 a.m. this morning, she started looking at me and crying to my mommy. I said, I got you, baby. Let's go downstairs and find you. They got the bedroom, the master downstairs. I'm like, I ain't got no problem. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Vera said, what are they going to do with all the babies that are going to be discarded? Some will live and some won't. This is enough foster families for all there's not enough foster families for all the unwanted children.
That's right. So that's right. So we got more welfare. Look, so who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for it? Okay, WIC, all of the different programs are drying up. Who's going to pay for that?
Right.
Child's going to be trying to eat, stealing food to eat. Okay, selling drugs, whatever way, however, whatever means necessary. So let me tell you about another case scenario. So you have a woman who had an emergency C-section. That's when the baby, she's in labor and she can't have it naturally. Let's say the baby's breech, that means sideways, or she just can't. Or they see where the mother's blood pressure is high and she's about to have a seizure. So we do an emergency C-section. And that's in, let's say that's January of 2022. And she goes home, et cetera, you know, and then she's pregnant again 2 or 3 months later. That uterus cannot hold that baby. That baby just got zip, zap, cut the uterus. Think about it. So she stands a chance of something called rupture of the uterus.
Wow.
So she dies and the baby dies. That's a justification for medically justification for her to terminate that baby that's so close in birth with the other baby. But no, she won't be able to do it. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Like from YouTube saying taxpayers will pay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen.
Right.
This is a different thing. Mark was saying, he said, I think he's talking about the judge, one of the judges. He said she couldn't describe what a woman is. He says, I guess she had to stay quiet, but damn, she's a woman. What is that?
Ketanji Brown.
Ketanji Brown.
Right.
Stop. He said, I supported her, but this kind of disappointed me. You know, it's funny. Like, don't go in scared. We need all gloves off with this kind of thing because, you know, for most of the listeners here, I'm assuming most of the women are past their childbearing years, but you have granddaughters, you have daughters that still may be conceiving. And then bottom line is it's what you feel. So let's knock it off. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is let's just straightly knock this off. And like I said, I personally, who is somebody, like my man Roscoe said last Wednesday, some shriveled up, wrinkled person to tell you what you could do with your body.
Yeah, it's called choice. Everybody should have their own choice.
Yeah. They
make the decision for what they want to do with their body, not somebody else.
Yeah.
Period.
Like Mustafa was trying to say, well, it could have been the next president, it could have been the next serial killer too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. I mean, you can go on, and he tends to do that a lot. Right. I noticed, right? But I mean, there's a trillion different examples and scenarios, right?
Absolutely.
You can go on to infinity. But it all boils down to everyone should be able to choose for themselves.
So you know what's next? Okay, so let me tell you. You know what's next? They're gonna stop birth control pills.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Pay attention. They already have some of the insurers not paying for birth control pills. Some of the so now this is if this passes, then women. Again, like I said, they don't look. I was being sarcastic when they're gonna take all the tampons away, and we're gonna be on a rag again. Okay, so, but it's going to be interesting because we won't have a say. We will not have a say. Okay, it won't be anything about rape. It's like, well, that's what you're supposed to yield. It could be a rapist in the alley, or it could be your husband. So what? You got raped. So what? That was you're supposed to succumb. So we won't have a say. And I'm telling you, we need to voice, we need to march, we need to protest, we need to vote, we need to be awoke because this is our body. The people who are voting for this, unless they have a uterus or been pregnant before, they shouldn't have a vote.
Right.
They shouldn't have a vote.
Yeah. No. I mean, absolutely. Like you said, like people have said last week, you know, about vasectomies. Like, come on. Like, men, listen, knock it off. Like, you're sitting up there with the little old wigs, you know what I'm saying, with the gavel. Come on. Let me ask you a question. Absolutely. Let me ask you a question. What are your co-workers feeling, and you know, some doctors are feeling in regards to this? Because I mean. Black, white, whomever. I mean, the bottom line is, I know you have to do what you have to do from a professional standpoint, but I know personally, what are people feeling if at the counter at the coffee shop? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the water cooler. So you know,
exactly.
We think it's ridiculous. Right, it's like what? It's ridiculous. there was a time that C-sections were poo-pooed. And like you said, Millie was like in labor. My mommy, Doris Jean, her first baby died because they didn't do a C-section. It was like, oh, have a natural. That woman is supposed to have a natural delivery. The child that it was a boy, died.
Yes. Yeah.
She could have died. Okay. So we're talking maternal mortality. So what are doctors saying? They're shaking their heads. Male, female. They're like, what are you saying? We're going to go backwards rapidly, 50 years and then some.
And you know, the sad thing about it is they're not even calling it any of the medical. I've always said this: when people sit back and they start thinking about these laws and rules and regulations, call in the professionals, ask them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like call in and ask them, well, what are the effects? Because Doc, something bigger than this. People talk about abortions and not having them. Let's talk about the psychological effect of having an abortion, period.
Right. And and that takes, sometimes, now here's what I do agree for those out there: when you are pregnant and you don't want the pregnancy, like let's say right now when it's still legal, you should have counseling, not only before the decision is made, as well as throughout, even afterwards, because that is a loss. That's a loss. And counseling for the couple, that's a loss. But meantime, think about the behavior health, the mental stress, hardship on that mother who's told she cannot terminate. And each and every day she wakes up with something in her belly, in her uterus, that she didn't want. And it continues to grow and grow every day. So, I don't know.
Well, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Dr. Marilyn Corder. And I got my lovely wife sitting by my side, co-hosting with me too. Because you know what's so funny? We need to come together and support this nonsense and get rid of this. I mean, but like I said, if it passed, 100 states will automatically go into I think, what is it? I forgot the word that they're using, and ban it automatic. 100 states. That's crazy to me, right? So that means people will have to be coming only like the New York, DC, or places like that, or
right.
California. You know what I mean?
Right. Mississippi, they'll be coming, and you know what they're coming for, and they'll stay in a hotel or stay in somebody's house, etc. They have to be monitored. It'll be a sad day. Lots of women will die. Like
my man Mark said, he said, Doc, I'm all the way with you, but white women voted for 52 and 55%. It's crazy what these folks are doing. No, not attempting, but doing. Zatine said, who is going to pay for these hospitals? This is like where are they getting the money for this? You're talking about have these babies. So,
Yep. And we're overwhelmed right here in DC for those women who wanted to continue the pregnancy. So, like I said, the Southeast Washington, you can't deliver a baby. There's no place. They're talking about a new hospital 2025. How many babies have to be born prematurely, with infections, etc., hanging out the mother when she's trying to go across the town. So because the access to good delivery to OB is low, and this is just going to drain it even worse.
That's crazy. This is crazy. It really is. I mean, it's a shout out to Tracy Morton Gordon. She was in the building last Wednesday. She was giving Mustafa the business because he was just saying some stuff like, really, and he took it to a whole different aspect of homosexuality and rules and LGBT community. And I told him, I said, you got to stay focused on what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles with Dr. Marilyn Corder. This is Real Talk with Dr. Corder. Vera said they may force women to have that baby, but who's going to raise that baby? Tracy, like you said, Tracy said he was out of line. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was talking, Malika and I was talking to him earlier, and I told him, I said, I'm going to have a doctor on the show. And then I was like, wait a minute. I said, no, he ain't going to be on because he'll go from left to right. And I said, you end up cursing him out. No.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because the bottom line is, when we talk, he tried to mix religion well, his religion superseded, I think, his thought process, is fair to say, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, Mustafa's cool. He's my man. Work with him. Yeah, but go ahead.
You're entitled. And let me add this. So there are 2 hospitals in the area. Yeah. When I say in the area, including DMV, Maryland, DC, and Virginia, that you cannot get an abortion at the hospitals because they're religious hospitals. I get that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. But there are other hospitals you can, and other clinics you can. So I respect that part in terms of the mothers or whoever, or the women won't go there. They're like, can y'all do abortion? No, we can't. But, because it's a Catholic hospital or whatever, then, they'll tell you where you might be able to go. That's non-denominational, that's not religious. So, and that's fine. Nobody's boycotting those hospitals. That's their religious right.
Absolutely.
But you got a lot of folks whose religion bans abortions who need abortion, and they get abortions. They just say, Lord, please forgive me. You're entitled to mistakes. And again, I'm not saying, I remember one woman years ago when I was in medical school, she was using terminations as her mode of birth control. And I lit into her. I'm like, girl, please, you need to stop getting pregnant. Keep your legs together, because you don't know what to do. You can't use condoms. You can't use birth control. You got to stop getting pregnant. Abortion is not the way for birth control. Okay. So, I mean, she still could get it. She got it. She got them. But meantime, I am not advocating for this to be your way of birth control. Now, the plan B can be your way. Okay. But you don't need termination. You don't need an abortion, rather.
Yeah. I think, let's, like you said, let's call a spade, not for everybody just to sit here and just, have sex and unprotected sex. And then all of a sudden I'm going to get an abortion because you'd be destroying your body that way. With that being said, let's also understand too that, you still have a choice. Nobody tells you what to wear to work in the morning. Maybe when you get to work, you have to wear a certain outfit. It is what it is, but you chose that job. So sometimes with decisions you make, they shouldn't have to affect you for the rest of your life. People talk about killing, it's your own moral compass. Really, everybody, it really is. So please understand that. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Dr. Marilyn Corder. And the show is sponsored by Soft Illusions. Art Gallery is sponsored by Reggie Wells Quality Speakers. Daily Arts Magazine, they are having a seminar on the 14th. Tomorrow, I'm special edition. I have Michael Lookup Sledge, legendary martial artist and filmmaker, producer extraordinaire. Reggie Bullock will be in the building. Something you definitely want to hear. And bringing back Dr. Marilyn Corder. I know we don't have her for too much long. Mark said, please. He said, Bill, please let your family know she's doing the damn thing by informing us of all the medical and healthcare side of the game. So much info given. Supremely appreciated. Foster's Rock. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Tracy said, we make choices and they are our choices make us. Absolutely. Doc, give us some information, anything you want to talk about before. I know we got you for maybe another 5 minutes. So give us some, whatever you want to talk about in closing. We got variants. Like, what's up with this?
Oh yeah. So, whoa. So what's interesting about COVID? It's surging back. It's increasing every place, every city. I had 8 calls last week of patients, but they're babies. They're like 18-month-olds, 2-year-olds. They're the ones that couldn't even get shots. So, right. Folks are not as sick, but they still sick. They got lots of GI problems, diarrhea, vomiting, tummy ache, and then they have the cough as well. This is also seasonal allergies. So you won't know if it's due to allergies, asthma, or is it COVID. So please wear your mask. We still wearing our mask down here. I'm at home now, but we still, I'm taking it off just like jewelry. We're still wearing our masks. Okay. Yeah. And we also, we need to know that with the COVID, as a surgeon, people are on planes, I guess they're not fighting anymore because they don't have to wear masks. But if you're traveling, you want to wear a mask. I have 3 of my friends, grown-ups, who one went to Florida, One went to Atlanta, but they got COVID positive on the plane. On the plane. So I know this. Everybody wants to get on the plane and travel. Please be cautious, be careful, be aware.
Also, too, I know you wanted to talk about last month was Autism Awareness Month. And then right now, I think somebody was telling me it's Mental Awareness Month.
Yes.
Mental Health Awareness. You know, Doc, we might have to come find out another day when you can come back on a Wednesday. We're just going to have to bogart old school and come back so we can talk about that and bring some people on, because I know that is prominent right now, and that probably a segue into crime and stuff like that. So just after the show, let me know. Look at your calendar and pick a Wednesday that you want to come on. So we can definitely talk about that, and because that's very important, and you can give another perspective and insight. Somebody want to show you what they got.
I know, that's right.
Yeah. I'm waiting on mine, everybody. So
it's all right.
You heard what Zetine said, right?
That's right.
And Doc, tell them what my boys told you over the weekend. What you was telling them. They were talking about how to. Okay.
She has her CBD mask.
Oh, you got the CBD mask on. Yeah. There you go.
So I was in Harlem. We talked for the Black Health Matters conference. It was wonderful. Riverside Church, and we had a booth, a CB booth. Man, our booth it rocked. We had folks, we were spraying them, like I got pain here, I got pain there. We said, okay, I had a spray. I said, take this spray, go to the bathroom, spray where it hurts. They came out dancing a jig. One guy had ankle pain. He like, what's in that? I need that. We had the cream, we had the spray, we had the drops, we had coffee. Oh my God, don't shy away from the coffee. Z, I have to get you some coffee. Look, the coffee is the bomb. So really? We must have about 50 people saying, we need you guys up here. We need, they got samples. I gave them my website with my little discount, but we had fun. So CBD, I'm telling you, navigate your health and cuz take a whole dropper full up under your tongue, take about 5 seconds, swallow. You're going to be, let me tell you, life, you're going to think you're a teenager.
I need that. Word, exactly. Zetine, you said it was good, right?
Yes.
Every day, right?
Yes, once a day. It doesn't matter what time, but try to stay around the same time. So it could be in the evening, it could be in the morning, but on a daily basis. Yes.
Oh, Viv said I need 3. I just want to read some. I want to read some comments before you get out of here. Colin said he had to go. Shout out to Collins. He was leaving. Stefani said, thank you, Dr. Corder. We love and appreciate you. Rochelle was talking about, she said the emotional side of this is also a big factor. Exactly. If we talk, Zetine said it works. I hear you, Zet. You in Florida having a good time right now, right? There was another comment I wanted to read. Wow. Let's see. Well, first and foremost, thank you. Always thank you. Appreciate you for definitely good. So she's gonna pick a Wednesday. Everybody, she's gonna come back on the Wednesday. We don't have too many Wednesdays left, but she's gonna come back. She's gonna let me know when she can come back and chop it up. We got Miles in here today. He wanted to come and say, Zetine said, my knees pain is less and less than it has been in years. Zetine, you gonna be out there doing electric slide on the dance floor, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Zetine, I'm gonna send you another sample, girl. I think I'm gonna send you the cream. Just like
shucks. There you go. So
hey, I got her address. I got you, sis. I got you.
So everybody, Doc, if anybody wants to reach you in regards to being educated on the CBD, is there?
Let me give you my email. So
everybody, write it down quick.
Okay, yeah. My email is DR as in doctor. So it's DR, a period behind the R, the number 4. So DR4 teens, TEENS at yahoo.com. Dr.for-teens@yahoo.com. And maybe Malika can put it in the chat. And then look, cuz we matching today. We both got on pink. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, maybe on your day one day I'm gonna have to go buy me some scrubs and act like I'm
It's all good. It's all good.
Yo, I love you, cuz. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate your audience, and keep listening to Real Talk because it is real. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Be good. Be good. Everybody, that's Real Talk Chronicles. That's Dr. Marilyn Corder. Listen, I love it. She comes and she kicks it. She gives
Yes,
it.
she does.
She gives it hard body, straight right, no chaser, like punch right to the mouth. If you're not with it, then you got a glass jaw, right?
I'm so glad she's coming back on a Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna get on a Wednesday. Yeah. Listen, everybody, make sure you say, Doc, come back, Doc. You know what I'm saying? Right, Miles? Dr. Marilyn Corder, she's gonna come back. Everybody, listen, tomorrow, check out my man Reggie Bullock. The documentary is on YouTube. Michael Sledge, the Michael Sledge story. I will be interviewing Michael Sledge. Michael Sledge is a gold medal martial artist, right? He's a phenomenal brother. He is doing beautiful things in the community, the Sledge Group. I will be interviewing him, and then I'll be bringing Reggie in and interviewing him about doing his documentary. But you want to show everybody?
Oh, he's talking. So I guess
Tiny
he wants
Dog.
to say hi.
Yeah, let's show Tiny Dog. Listen.
I think he wants to say hi to everybody.
Listen, this guy right here. Go ahead. That is her. That is her baby.
My buddy.
Look at the screen.
He looks scared.
Yeah, he don't like to be airborne. He
no.
You know what I'm saying? He like to control his own thing right there. So Miles, I think Miles will be co-hosting this Wednesday. He won't be co-hosting tomorrow, but he'll be maybe Wednesday, right? Yeah. What? He said tune in to Real Talk Chronicles all the time. Okay. He said, anybody got any treats for his ass? Yo.
He wants some CBD.
Oh shit. That's
for his joint.
Yeah. We need to get something for him. Yeah. All right, everybody. We out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye. Appreciate you. Real Talk. We out. Yeah, you got your little spot.